Hello again, thanks for your company. We've got a massive show lined up for you this week. We're coming to you from Joondalup, where we'll be catching up with coach Dale McCulloch. More about that a little later on the show. We'll also check in with the Perth Glory women's. They're on the hunt for new recruits, and all the highlights from our match of the week between Bayswater and Cockburn. Loads more action coming up on Australia's best online football show very, very soon. But first, Scott Halpin made the big move west from Newcastle almost 20 years ago. It was a gamble that paid off. He played for the Perth Glory alongside with his brother, Troy Halpin. But at the end of his NSL career, he was struck down with an illness that almost claimed his life. For the first time, Scott Halpin shares his story.
I got quite sick at the Glory. That's sort of when it was first diagnosed in my last year at the Glory. I think it was 2000, and yeah, from there it sort of I just kept getting sicker and sicker, and we couldn't pinpoint it. But 2005, 5 years later, I sort of was diagnosed as insulin dependent.
How did that affect you?
I was devastated. I mean, I'd been fit and jumping fences and climbing trees, and got back into cricket and played NSL.
How did you learn to manage being insulin dependent diabetic?
Well, my wife was a diabetic, and that sort of, that was a massive thing for me, because she knew what to do and she knew what to eat and what insulin to take and all that sort of thing. For me personally, I had no clue and no family history, and I basically take 4 needles a day, in the morning, lunch in the evening, and then 1 late at night. I have to eat certain foods, can't eat other foods, I have to exercise religiously, otherwise I get quite sick.
Your diabetes manifested to a point last year where it almost claimed your life while you were playing another sporting passion.
Yeah, I got back into cricket when I finished with the Glory, because you couldn't sort of play in the summer months. So one day playing country week, and I was having a great day. I think I was on four wickets going for 5, and I just pushed myself a little bit hard and started feeling a bit of pain in the chest, and I was having a full-blown heart attack. I collapsed just as I was about to deliver the ball, and everyone thought I might have fainted, just because it was a very hot day. It was 41 degrees, I think it was. Yeah, they rushed me to hospital, and I had a heart attack. At 40 years of age, when I had it, I sort of thought, well, what have I done wrong? But we sort of got into it and found out that I did have a problem with my heart, and the diabetes wasn't a good thing to have at the time, because that blocks everything up and hurts your body at the time.
You must have seen your whole life flash before you.
Yeah, I did. Not a lot of people know it, but I just suffered depression for a while, for probably a good year, and I'm still sort of getting through that now, 2 years later. But yeah, for about a year I was pretty bad, and I sort of went off football and coaching and teaching and everything. For a while I was sort of waking up at night thinking, am I still alive? Is it going to happen again?
What is it that you've learnt and that you can share that can help others?
Well, you've got to take it serious. I mean, no one's invincible. If anything feels not right, that you need to check it. In the last sort of 2 years, I've sort of come to terms with what it all is and what I have to do.
How good was it playing for Perth Glory at the height and at the peak of its popularity under the NSL days?
That was a dream come true, because I'd come from Newcastle to Rockingham to play for the State League, and that was good. And then to go to the Glory was just unbelievable, I mean, like you said, the heyday, and everyone talks about those days. And yeah, back then it was something special, because it was new, and everyone in town talked about it. It was the highlight of the week.
Despite the diabetes and despite the heart attack, you're still determined. You're throwing the jersey on for Rockingham City reserves week in, week out.
But yeah, playing, just helping out with the reserves is a big thing. The club's needing players and some decent young players to come through, and we've got some cracking juniors down there. So yeah, sort of, if you can put something back into what the club's given me, I think it's a win.
Yeah, a very big thanks to Scott Halpin and his family for that interview. Well, on the other side of the break, all the highlights between Bayswater and Cockburn in our match of the week. Round 18, this match promised a lot, and from the kick-off it didn't disappoint. In the first few minutes, that man, Gustavo Marulanda, caused havoc and should have put the Black and Blues in front, Nick Feely's quick reflexes keeping his side level. Moments later, a daring run by Adrian Caceres from one half to the other. He beat 3 defenders and threaded the ball to Marulanda, who somehow skied his shot over the bar. Cockburn should have made their hosts pay dearly for their mistakes. This clever attack saw Bayswater's defence get carved up, but the shot was saved on the goal line. The Cockerites mustered another attack, a delightful cross from Aidan Deleuze off a throw-in, the ball landing in the penalty spot, the crossbar, the saviour for the hosts. Both teams flirted with lady luck, but Bayswater put an end to all the teasing. In the 14th minute, a perfect through ball from Todd Howarth found Marulanda, who timed his run to lose his markers, the South American clinically sending the ball into the back of the net. Cool, calm and collected, another stroke in the goal tally for the Colombian marvel. If that wasn't impressive, 20 minutes later Marulanda received a deep long ball and made something out of nothing, beating Feely and then his defender to drive the ball home. His 17th goal for the regular season. Bayswater should have grabbed another from this corner, the ball going everywhere but across the goal line. Cockburn deserved something before the end of the half, but the shot on goal was stopped by Ian McMurray's feet. The second half was a game of wits, neither team really gaining the upper hand. Cockburn tested Devon Spence with this long-range effort, and moments later, Marulanda should have had his hat-trick, but he squandered yet another chance. Cockburn could have walked away with a consolation goal in the dying minutes, but it wasn't to be. Bayswater's star striker in form at the right time of the season.
We're looking forward to see if we can achieve the championship, but also we need to be focused, very focused on the next finals coming up, and also preparing for the top 5.
Look, we deserve to lose today, I think. That's fair. We've lost 2 in 11. It's a good run since from the division we've come in, and we'll push on from here.
In other results, Stirling edged out Armidale, Daniel Machewski scoring the winner. Sorrento shared the spoils with Bunbury, who were leading 1-0 at one stage. Perth were down by Inglewood, and Floreat defeated NTC. To the table now, and Bayswater return to the top, but the Lions still have a game in hand. Sorrento are tucked away in 3rd, Cockburn lose some ground but still sit in 4th, and United are in 5th spot on goal difference. To next week, and Cockburn host Inglewood. It's a match Floreat will be looking at with interest. A loss for United and a win for Athena against Balcatta will give the Blue and Whites re-entry into the top 5. Bayswater should handle the NTC. Perth travel to Bunbury to take on a resurgent force. ECU lock horns with Armidale, and Stirling host Sorrento in what should be a tantalising treat of football. As always, highlights and results on Football 360 next week, Australia's best online football show. Yes, certainly some interesting results there and some interesting games scheduled for this weekend, including Joondalup and Armidale and all British affair. Joining me now is coach of Joondalup, Dale McCulloch. Dale, it's been a while we haven't seen you, but welcome to the show. And last time we played, you were playing, mixing it up with the boys, but now been promoted to the ranks of coach, taken over from Salv Tadaro. How's it all going?
Yeah, it's going very well. It's been about 4 or 5 weeks now, and it was a transition that happened a lot earlier than what I ever predicted, but coming off Sal leaving and they're having talks with their clubs, we thought it would be the right direction to go, and with the NPL next year, old boys like me are no good anymore, so coaching's the next step and I'm really enjoying it.
What are the major differences now between coaching and playing? I mean, do you have a respect for coaches who do this stuff now week in, week out for many, many years?
I was always in the leadership group of the club for a long, long time, since I was about 21, so you always had a little bit to say and help throughout the club, and I've coached the juniors for a long time. So yeah, you do have a lot of respect for what they go through. But yeah, the transition's been quite smooth. I kind of put it quite clear to the players that friendship's out the window now when it comes to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. They've got to do their job, and otherwise it would be time to go. Even though there's no relegation, we don't want to finish bottom, simple as that. I want to win enough games before now and the end of the season that we're not sitting bottom. Our aim is not to lose to the end of the season. We think we're good enough for that, so you've got to aim high.
Now, I know you've been struggling with a few matches recently, but what about, take a look at this goal by one of your youngsters from your under 9s, Ethan Banks. He scores a cracker. What do you reckon? You reckon he's a future signing for the first team?
Oh, we hope so. This is what I'm trying to get a better link between our juniors and our seniors and get a little bit more benefit about all the success they have.
Healthway and Football West have teamed up to find the Smarter Than Smoking Junior Player of the Month. Whether you're the star of your team or you just love to have fun with football, you can be in the running to win an Apple iPad. Each week, I'll be asking a simple question and the answer will be revealed later in the show. Check out footballwest.com.au for details and tune into our new Football 360 Junior Show to see if you've won our fantastic prize. This week's Smarter Than Smoking Junior Player of the Month question is: what is sportsmanship? To be in the running for an Apple iPad, check out footballwest.com.au and stay tuned to Football 360.
Last season, the Perth Glory women were stronger and more competitive than ever, and they reached the semi-final for the first time in the club's history. Tonight's W League trials marks the start of the new season, and it promises to be hotter than ever. Players will be travelling from as far as Queensland and New South Wales for their chance to be part of the Perth Glory success story.
A good response from the WA football community, and got 20 odd players down here who've got a dream of playing W League.
What sort of player or players are you hoping to uncover from tonight's session?
A few diamonds would be nice to see there, but I think we're probably defenders we're a little bit short of, and maybe just that sort of X factor up front as well. We've had some great goal scoring success in the last season, so I'd like to continue that on. Well, those who are successful will be joining the team for training from next week. All the Perth-based players will be in once a week from here on in until we start pre-season proper, so it'll give them a chance to shine and to work hard in amongst the good players that we have already in the squad.
And anybody that's standing out tonight that you can let us know about?
Oh, I'd love to, but I'll keep my cards close to my chest on this one, and we'll find out over the next couple of weeks.
Alira, welcome. Tell us, why have you come over from Brisbane to Perth today to trial for the Perth Glory?
I guess I've come over just to experience trials for W League and hopefully get a contract if I'm good enough. I'm currently playing with NLFC, a club in Brisbane.
How do you think the trials are going so far?
They're good, high intensity, it's good quality. There's a lot of good girls out there, so I'm enjoying it, it's really good.
Is this your first time trialling for the girls?
Yeah, it is. I was thinking about it last year, but wait another year, so this year felt right, so thought I'd give it a go. Everyone's really encouraging and really nice, and yeah, everyone's just fighting for a spot, I guess.
If you were to be successful and chosen for the team, how would that change your life?
Yeah, it'd be really good. I mean, I'd probably have to get a part-time job, gelling with all the girls and playing football and going around different states. Yeah, it'd be a great experience.
If you missed our new and exciting junior show Shoot, then tune in to Football West TV. We've got some good tips for every footballer, even some adults could probably learn a trick or two. And that wraps up yet another show for this week. We hope you enjoyed the show. We know it was certainly a favourite of ours. We'll be back again next week. Until then, it's bye for now.